Hey everyone, it's Jack and Adam here from Cultaholic, back again on Tuesday morning with some lovely wrestling news. Adam, how are you today?
I'm good. Inundated with messages yesterday. Is the company shutting down? There's no news video. It was a bank holiday. Calm your tits. It's fine. Yeah. Don't worry about it. We're grand.
It's all okay. Did you have a good bank holiday?
Yeah, it was lovely. Did you?
Yeah. I'm bad at these. I don't know what...
Yeah. All right, sweet.
It was good, yeah.
Glad to hear it.
Right, headlines then. Yeah. First of all, a former WWE superstar is returning to the company. Next up, an NXT star had a surprising call-up to Raw last night. And finally, future AEW plans for Chris Jericho have been revealed. More on that in a minute. So, first of all, Adam, a long time ago now, was it towards the tail end of 2020? Maybe even further back?
Yeah, I think it's further, a long time ago.
We had a bit of a scoop. We reported that Eva Marie was going to be making her return, and then guess what? She didn't.
Embarrassing.
And then some
you don't
people
get many exclusives. And
that one, yeah. I remember we were excited as well, and then we got called liars and knaves by people.
Yep.
And luckily, she's back. She's coming back anyway, so it's all
Eva
fine.
Marie is returning to Raw.
We told you all.
Well, apparently it was backed up by numerous other outlets, and apparently she'd been on backstage call sheets and stuff for ages, and she's finally back. And a vignette airing last night. She was sat on a really fancy, expensive-looking car. I think it was a Volvo, and the announcement is that the Evolution is coming soon. Are you excited?
Yeah, I can't wait. I think that it's going to be great. It's caused a little bit of a stir. Well, I'm assuming this is what was being reacted to, but wasn't it Mickie James who had a strange or timely reaction on Twitter?
Yeah, she did the exploding head emoji, then the laughy face sideways emoji, and then the explodey head emoji again, and it's got to be in reference to Eva Marie coming back. I mean, she's got a point if that is, and we are just putting two and two together here, but if that is what she's referring to, then you're getting rid of Mickie James, one of the best women's wrestlers ever, to bring in Eva Marie. And I'm not going to sit here and slag off Eva Marie or anything like that, because I want to see what she can do this time around. Maybe she's made vast improvements, but she certainly wasn't as strong in the ring or her character work or anything really as Mickie James.
Yeah, no, definitely not. But, as you've mentioned, there's always the chance that she could have improved a lot, maybe. And, yeah, it was said on commentary that she will be returning to Raw. Although we don't know yet exactly when. I don't know if there's going to be multiple of these vignettes. Often, I mean, vignettes aren't a new thing to hype a new or a returning superstar. But do you think I'm right in saying that often they drag it out for too long, especially when it's someone in the women's division?
Yeah, they certainly have done in the past. I mean, they've been used very effectively, and typically when a wrestler gets the vignette treatment now, they've got big plans for them, because they don't tend to do them that often anymore. Like in the 90s, pretty much everyone would get a series of vignettes. Whereas now, they use them quite sparingly, I guess. But yeah, who knows? I mean, her whole thing last time was coming to the ring and then not wrestling and sort of trolling everyone. And it wasn't her trolling people, you know what I mean?
She's been lost in traffic. Here she is. Yeah.
So maybe
quite good, actually.
Yeah, I kind of liked it. It got What Culture loads of clicks with that thumbnail where it looked like we're gonna pop out. So that was it had its advantages, is what I'm saying. But looking forward to seeing what she can do. Should we move on?
Yeah, oh my god, I'm totally lost. She did not make her return last night, but she did appear on the screen. But someone who did make an appearance on Raw, who we perhaps didn't expect, was somebody from, I guess, NXT or the whole developmental system, certainly a Performance Center member. He's cropped up before here and there. It was Mansoor. Obviously, he's been used in Saudi Arabia quite a lot for a bit of a cheap pop now and then. He's won a Battle Royal over there. I think he beat Cesaro over there as well.
You're so pessimistic, Jack. Well, his winning streak is over as of last night. Due to a disqualification following interference from Humberto Carrillo, he lost the match, and so he was on a decent winning streak. It was something, including house shows. I think, if memory serves, it was 38 matches.
Wow!
Yeah, it's pretty damn impressive. I guess this is to get him a bit more, to feature him prominently or a bit more prominently on TV before they head back to Saudi Arabia. At which point he'll probably disappear again. If we're being the problem is right. I'm sitting here and it sounds like I'm really down on Mansoor, and that isn't the case at all. The guy is so good in the ring. He cuts an incredible promo. He's really, really likeable. He's great. He's got brilliant babyface fire and all that. I want to see him used properly. So hopefully this isn't just preparing for the return to Saudi Arabia. Hopefully this is something proper.
Hopefully. I thought for a second when you said you were talking up his positive attributes there, I really thought you were going to say he's got lovely long hair as well, which he does.
He does, yeah. No, stunning.
Well. But yes, as you mentioned, he did lose his match against Sheamus by DQ because Humberto Carrillo got involved. Because recently Sheamus has been doing this whole thing, which I quite enjoy actually. This angle of like, it's like the anti version of the open challenge, where he's saying, "Yeah, it's an open challenge, but you're not worth it, mate." So Sheamus has been absolutely great for the past year or so. Yeah, he's been absolutely fantastic, and we'll see what happens with Mansoor as well. Less exciting things possibly in the future for Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander, who until very recently was such a crucial part of Monday Night Raw as part of the Hurt Business, and then they got cast aside for seemingly no reason, really, both in kayfabe and... I mean, people were speculating that maybe the real reason was to stop Lashley from getting cheered because the Hurt Business were popular as a group. But since then, there's really not been a lot going on, and there were even more developments on last night's Raw, weren't there?
Yeah, unfortunately so. The team of Benjamin and Alexander, they lost last night to Lindsay Dorado and Grand Metalik.
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. What's not so awesome... well, the result, but also they've split the team. Alexander afterwards yelling at Benjamin, telling him to look how far they've gone since the Hurt Business broke up, and now we're this. And we don't know where it's going to go from here. This could be a little push as a bad guy for Cedric Alexander. It could be a bit of a career renaissance for Shelton Benjamin. But I mean, he's being spoken down to and all that, and he's like, hey, I'm going to go and prove it. But realistically, they're not going to be on TV for much longer.
I really hope that we're wrong about this one. I can certainly... The themes of Alexander's little promo where he was saying, I'm still in my prime, I don't need you, that would hint, you're right, that would hint at possibly a bit of a singles push, maybe. And I think that they're both really talented. We all know that Shelton is, but Cedric as well is awesome. And they were so good as a team. They were so good as a member, as members of the Hurt Business. Yeah, and it is still very disappointing that they got broken up, or they got split apart, and now it looks like they've broken up as well. Yeah, the WWE's fascination with breaking up tag teams continues in recent times. They can't keep.
It's just great TV, Jack. If you don't understand it, you're not cut out for the biz, you know.
Right. Fair enough. We'll jump over to the smarky haven that I feel more comfortable in, which is AEW, because obviously the big talk of this week is the impending Blood and Guts match between the Inner Circle and the Pinnacle. And Chris Jericho, right? I mean, it's long been kind of known that he's friends with Dave Meltzer, but he joined them, a wrestler, a current one, on Wrestling Observer Radio, and he was just there on it with Meltzer on it. It's crazy, isn't it? He was asked how far out he is booked, or this storyline has been booked between the Pinnacle and the Inner Circle. And Jericho said, months and months and months. I don't want to tell you exactly when, but this is not the end of the story at all. It's just the beginning in a lot of ways. I like to book ahead, so implying that he's got quite a degree of creative control perhaps with his storyline. It's something that started in September, the first meeting that Jericho, he refers to himself quite a lot, or his character, as like a separate person, which might be a bit of a window into how he views wrestling, but he says the first meeting that Jericho... What, sorry?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. The first meeting that Jericho and MJF had with Tony Schiavone in the parking lot the day after the pay-per-view. Here we are in April, almost May, and now it's May, and it's really only beginning. It's a pretty cool long-term storyline, which is my favourite type. So
I think it's great, you know. It's a really, really fun storyline. I'm can't wait to see Blood and Guts. And the thing about this is, obviously, MJF feels like a big star now, but he's going to come out the other side of this storyline in however many months it is, feeling like one of the biggest guys in the company. Yeah,
hopefully. I mean, I'm assuming the Pinnacle are going to win. But Jericho's words there may imply that they're certainly throwing that into a bit more doubt, because if it's carrying on, then you don't really know who's going to win. But I think this is a crucial step, and that the new stable really should should be winning this one anyway, but it
You
should be
think so?
very exciting. Yeah, absolutely. Jericho also recently spoke with comicbook.com and was asked if he'd be showing up at Impact Wrestling because there's been this whole partnership between AEW and Impact, which has sort of fizzled a little bit slightly. It's very one way now, really. Kenny Omega won the Impact World Championship from Rich Swann, but in terms of things happening the other way with Impact showing up on AEW, it's not really been, beyond the Good Brothers, it's not really been happening. Jericho was asked if he'd show up on Impact, and he said, I think our involvement with Impact has been pretty much what it should be. I'm not saying this in an egotistical way, but AEW is at a completely different level than Impact is. So anything that we're doing with them benefits them a lot more than it benefits us, in my opinion.
That's fair. It's true. It's not wrong.
Yeah, he goes on to say, I think the fact they've had Kenny Omega there and they've had Private Party there. I mean, I like Private Party, don't get me wrong, but it was just a weird little one.
Kenny Omega, Private Party, it's about there.
Yeah. That's a bonus for them. Chris Jericho will never go to Nashville and work in an empty studio in front of somebody. There's just no reason for me to do that. If those guys came over to invade, who are they going to bring? Felt like he was slipping into character a little bit towards the end.
Yeah, that was a bit much, that last line, wasn't it? I mean, he as I said, he's not wrong in the Impact are gaining a lot more from this relationship than AEW are, but I don't know, it hurts a little, doesn't it? I feel for Don Callis reading that out. That's not a very nice thing to, but don't expect to see Chris Jericho on Impact, I guess.
One thing that did sort of annoy me a little bit, and I feel like AEW should have made a bit more of, was the fact that Omega won the Impact World Championship. It didn't get that much of a mention, really, on Dynamite.
That's the thing now, though. He's the belt collector, and he's going to add more and more. That's just another prop on his shoulder, isn't it, essentially? It's not a big deal that it's the Impact one. It's just one of many, and I think that's probably the way they're going with it. Sorry, Impact.
Well, fair enough. And just finally jumping back over to the WWE side of things for a second, we are approaching, it's still a couple of weeks away, but we're approaching WrestleMania Backlash. And there's been an addition to the Raw Women's Championship match. It's been announced last night that Rhea Ripley, the new Raw Women's Champion, of course, will defend her title against both Asuka and, you'll never guess who, Charlotte Flair. She's getting a shot. I know.
Yeah. So it was set up as a singles earlier in the night, and then Sonya Deville came out and inserted Charlotte Flair into the match. We all knew that was happening. The storyline was leading there, but it still is a bit disappointing every time it happens.
Yeah.
It wouldn't even surprise me if she won it as well. I don't think Rhea is going to be the one to eat the pin, but it wouldn't surprise me if Charlotte pinned Asuka or tapped her out or whatever.
I wouldn't be too against that as long as it led to the big rematch, Rhea and Charlotte from last year's Mania, and Rhea got the win. Yeah, but there's never a guarantee of that. I suppose it does make sense. I think you're right, and it should be a good match.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They're all really good, and you could even say as well that Rhea Ripley and Asuka, that's just a direct rematch from WrestleMania. Whereas maybe this changes it up a little bit. So there's no cause for concern yet. I would say to everybody, I'd stress that. Don't panic just yet. But,
explodey head, laughy face. Explodey head.
Eva Marie's going to run in and win the belt. Thanks very much for watching, everybody. We will be back later on with another news video with more updates, I'm sure. And Adam, have you got anything to announce? Anything that's going on in the pipeline?
No, all our big videos went up this week. I'm doing a stream tonight. Yeah, I can't say the name of it because it'll get demonetized on YouTube, but I'm doing that one that sounds like a naughty lady's parts.
It sounds very good. Well, thanks very much again for watching, everybody. Stay safe out there. Stay positive. Leave your comments down below as well. And we'll see you very soon.